Well, here we go. This is SHAH. This is the Asia Cup. This is Pakistan, Afghanistan. This is the shit that I want to see. A bit of spice. Pakistan chased down 131, 9 down in the final over there in SHAH. Welcome back to the Great Cricketer, brought to you by ACO, India's tech-first insurance company. My name is Ian Higgins. Sam Perry, first thing, Fight Club. Are you into the Fight Club?
Mate, I'm into all of it. I'm into all of it with this game. This was a fucking game, he goes.
This was a game, mate.
Of cricket. This game, for me, yeah, I'm glad you made that noise because I was making fucking guttural noises with this game. No, seriously, this was a game. This was a game where, seriously, both sides can be proud. If the ICC isn't right now sitting down trying to understand the morsels of this game and how it can be extracted and sprinkled across the world, not just for cricket, but life, then they're not doing their jobs. Like this is what cricket was. This was emotion outweighing data shit. You know. If you want to analyse it, you can go into fucking low-scoring T20s, why that's better than a high-scoring one. You know, it's about the reason why low-scoring games are better than high-scoring games is because you appreciate a boundary or a six. It's the transcendence from difficulty. Yep. The transcendence is the thing you appreciate, whereas a high-scoring game is a shootout. He who makes the error loses, right? And we get used to the six, get used to the Zach, the horns, etc. So this had all of the elements in SHAH. I want to say, I was going to wait to the end, but let's fucking go there. Pakistan did what only Pakistan can do. They won it 8 times, they lost it 8 times, and we fucking love them for it. We love these bastards for that. Big time. It had the grand energy of a game of cricket, full emotional spectrum across all of it. And I just want to say, like, a hands down thank you to both sides for this game. He goes, like, both of them went and wrestled with the devil that is Mother Cricket. Like, for Mother Cricket is a devil, right? Whatever you want to think about the Sky Daddies up there, they both sides brought every fibre of their being to this game. And so did the fans as well, hence the Fight Club and the scenes afterwards. But there's a specific and unique level of emotion that Asian teams bring to cricket. And I genuinely, like, from the bottom of my heart, just doff my cap again. I took my glasses off for this because I wanted to bring as much authenticity. I wanted to bring my central self to this. Like Mother Cricket brought her full joy and scorching brutality to this game. Like, I know neither team, Pakistan or Afghanistan, like, celebrate over a beer because of their cultural beliefs, etc. But I hope they took a chance after this game to get together and just say, though there was only one winner, that was something special. You know, like, that was something to savour. That was a fucking game.
Maybe get together for a little shisha. Little shisha.
Whatever it is. But they deserve to.
Smoking the peace pipe.
That was sport. I watched sport. It was fucking good.
So FAREED Ahmad gets Asif Ali out in the 19th over, and at that point, that makes it 118 for 9. They need 11 off 7 at that point. And FAREED Ahmad, who was fucking sensational, he takes 3 for 34 off his 4 overs. He fucking tees off deluxe on Asif Ali, gets in his fucking grill, and then Asif Ali, probably to be fair, just like, what the fuck is this about? Raises his bat. There's a bit of jostling, a little bit of gauntlet throwing, and then had to be separated. And then it fucking tees off in the crowd. Blokes ripping up seats, throwing them at each other. This is proper cricket. I don't want matchups. I don't want wide Yorkers. I don't want left-armers bowling to right-handers because he's got a better average. I want fucking visceral anger. Blokes ripping up seats instead of bums on seats. That's what I want from the Asia Cup. Anyway, so Asif Ali was, well, to be fair, he had a good. It was made 16 off 8. I think he sort of got Pakistan right on the precipice to set Naseem up shot for the final over. But FAREED Ahmad, you know, God bless his soul. He must have thinking, well, Faruqi's going to bowl the final over, and he's going to be man of the match. I back my teammates, and I don't know what it's like to back a teammate that much because everyone that I play with was mostly disabled.
Fucking hell.
I mean, they weren't actually
Emotionally.
but that was sort of they were emotionally stunted. That's right. So I've never known what it's like to back your teammates. But Fareed Ahmad, God bless him, he backed his teammates. He thought, I've just won us the game. I've taken 2 wickets in this 19th over. Job done for me. I'm going to fucking give it to Pakistan. Foolish in the end. Second thing, Naseem SHAH wins it. So Faruqi, as I said before, he had 3 for... Have I got the scorecard in front of me? Probably. He finished with 3 for 31, but in the final over, he had 3 for 19 off his 3 overs. He was fucking cruising nicely. He was going to bowl some death over in that final over. Bowls a couple of knee-high full tosses. Naseem SHAH batting at 10. Thoughts, thank you very much. I'm going to bang these down the ground, have a long off for 6. And Pez, it's one of the Hall of Fame celebrations in the Asia Cup at a neutral venue in Sharjah when the game starts on Wednesday. Hall of Fame for those categories.
Oh.
Can you imagine the scenes in that dressing room? Running onto the field. Asif Ali wasn't even playing. He's wearing a vest. He's doing the fucking big X thing. Absolute scenes. Sensational. Did you enjoy that?
Oh, it was Hall of Fame celebration, no filter. You know, I'm not on Crick Info trying to filter up those stats for me. I just thought it was everything. It was everything. And again, like to your point, Faruqi brought him back into it. You know, like this is one of those games. I hope Pakistan players went over to him and like picked him up. He missed a couple of Yorkers, but like he's still. I think it's the attention isn't on Faruqi there. It's on Naseem SHAH. You know, number 10 bats don't operate off the premise that like, oh mate, you miss, you're going. You know, in the last over, mate, you fucking, mate, if you miss by a couple of centimeters, mate, you know you're getting deposited. Like that was some clutch shit from a guy I think he's 13 or 14 years old, Naseem SHAH, and to like just to muscle it straight. And like that particular shot, when you muscle straight, opened himself up, cleared the front leg, muscle over the top. Like that particular shot to win the game is great because the camera has to follow the ball as it gets closer to the camera, and you can feel the stadium shake as the din of the crowd like rises. And then you've got the celebration. Then you got Babar Azam afterwards saying it just reminded us of Javed, me and Dad, and it's like, oh yeah, now we're talking about Javed, me and Dad. He's batting 10,
Javed, me
invoking
and Dad.
the great Javed, me and Dad, and one of the great rhyming slangs as well. If you're going up to the park, you know, I went up to park with Javed. That's if he ever took me up. And which happened a lot if you're listening, Dad, and watching, which you're not. So yeah, it was really hot stuff, and like it's really tempting in close T20 matches to, laud the winner and mock the loser, but that wasn't this for me. Like I don't know, man. We talked to Ryan Burl the other day, and I was probably from Zimbabwe, and like I kind of spoke to him off the premise that like he'd kind of slayed a giant, and realised as I was halfway through, I was like, no, he's a really good player himself. And I think the same to be said of Afghanistan. Obviously they have probably the best T20 player in the world in their side, and a bunch of other really good players. But like, I still felt like, mate, Afghanistan is so real. That was a fucking real side. And you could tell how much it meant to them, how much it meant to both sides as well. And they both just, I just love how both teams just threw all of their emotion at it. It was just so much emotion, and needed that. It's hard to rise above the sound of social media sometimes. You know, it's hard for content to come out on top of birds just dancing in your face. But they did it. But they did it. And fucking Naseem SHAH was the star. And what a jaw, some wheels, and now some fucking some muscles too.
Mate, what about when he hits the 6, he runs down the wicket, throws the bat, and then
angry.
Pakistan charge into the field, mate? Kushal Shah, like, he looked like he was going to fucking kill someone.
Yeah.
Like, the energy that he had running onto the field. Was there player cam on Asif Ali? Because he must have been, like those handshakes after the game, that is some strong, firm grip handshakes with solid eye contact.
Yeah.
If you're Pakistan, wet fish handshakes, look down to the left if you're Afghanistan.
Yeah.
That is the convention of a handshake.
It actually worked out biologically. Humans in Afghanistan situation can't summon a hard handshake. It's nothing to do with Afghanistan. It's actual biology. Like it's biology. Your body goes limp when you're defeated in that moment.
Mate, there was hugs everywhere. There was blokes being lifted up. Again, more seats being lifted up, I think.
How easy do the chairs come out?
Game.
That's
actually an issue for
some
SHAH.
very strong people from Pakistan and Afghanistan. Guys been lifting because they're just ripping them out.
I think they were due for a refurb anyway, so it's all good. It's all good. As long as no one got hurt, that's the most important thing, which
absolutely.
I don't know, but it's...
well, I did see someone literally getting whacked in their head, so I think at least one person... That
can happen.
Yeah, that's right. Get in the front, dog.
The third thing. It's a Pakistan and Sri Lanka final, Pez. As you have rightly said, Afghanistan gave themselves. They were fucking excellent in this game. Pakistan, though, they've won the game after winning it and then losing it, and they've won it again. They have been excellent in this tournament. There's something about this Pakistan side which you really, really like. And my favourite thing is that Babar Azam hasn't even played yet. There's been a bloke out there who's been wearing Babar's kit, who looks quite... I think it's a doppelganger, but he got a first ball this game. There's lots to like, but now the final's going to be Sri Lanka and Pakistan, because both teams are on 4 points now. The game tomorrow between Afghanistan and India is a dead rubber, but... I really feel like Afghanistan gave so much value in this game because I think they really they got themselves in a position where they could have won the game, and they hung in there. And then I think that they fancy a dead rubber against India to get themselves into a final, and that was I felt that in this game. But I'm fucking up for Pakistan Sri Lanka final, man. I think that's going to be excellent because both teams it'll mean so much to both. I mean, every team in this tournament wants to win it, of course, but. There's just this game fucking kicked it off for me. I'm just into the Asia Cup now, big time. I mean, it's more interesting than the Zimbabwe Australia series.
What series was that?
But I think they played in the 90s. Anyway, India's gone. I know everyone wants to not everyone. A lot of people try and make that the story, but for me. There's so many other great stories, and Pakistan winning the way they did, Afghanistan great value, and Sri Lanka. I think that should be the main story, not as big as India are and whatever. India being out is not the story. It's what's happening with the other teams, I think.
Two best teams are in the final. Two teams playing the best cricket are in the final. One of them's going to win, and it's going to be momentous for them, I think. I just want to say with Pakistan and Afghanistan as well, and we haven't mentioned this before, it doesn't necessarily relate to the cricket, but, there are some catastrophic floods happening in Pakistan at the moment. 1,500 people have lost their lives. There's serious... there are very serious things, more serious things in cricket happening in that country. Afghanistan's obviously a tempestuous place itself as well. So, again, I just was completely unexpectedly moved by the game of cricket overnight, and I have a really earnest desire just to congratulate both teams for what they brought to it, and then looking forward to the final. Sri Lanka have played some sensational cricket as well. They've really got some cohesion. They've got good combinations. They know how they want to, as they say in Aussie rules, go about it. And obviously, if I had to gaze into the crystal ball, I'd be saying, who's got the double-sided coin? Because regardless of whatever poetry or romance we've brought to this show, it's just going to come down to the toss.
I would like to see Babar Azam say at the toss, heads you win, tails I lose.
Yeah.
He's going to really flip that around.
Yeah.
Weirdly, for some reason, I'm not really sure why. Hashtag AskTGC brought to you by Acco. Sahil wrote in, Pez. It's not really a question, it's more of a statement. He said, this channel is therapeutic when my team loses. Season's over, lads. Before next season begins, 8 minutes later. I think it's a nice sentiment. Some people don't want to consume content if their team is lost. Of course, that's completely normal. But most of the time, you and your team will lose. That's just what's going to happen in this game of cricket. Bradman was the best ever. He was the best ever. Okay, we've spoken about this in Bangalore. He was the best ever, and he failed more than half the times. So your team's going to lose, and if you find some joy outside of that, then hey, that's what we're here for.
It was one of the good submissions from the fan group to the ICC ahead of the Future Tours program. It's like, listen, what can you do for us, given that I get really upset when we lose? And they go, oh, no, we'll put another game on 8 minutes later. And that's basically what's happened, for India, for Pakistan, Sri Lanka, especially India. It's like, well, you guys are at the MCG against Pakistan in fucking 2 minutes anyway. We'll be there outside the ground. And that'll be a more important game than whatever's come before. And then whenever that's over, there'll be another one 8 minutes later.
Hey, we'll be back tomorrow or 8 minutes later. See you then.